My name is Mohini and my question is, what is the impact of airport security on people? So for the introduction, as you know, my question is, what is the impact of people on airport security? Security as in the checks that happen inside the airport, like where people are checked, baggages are checked. So along with the presentation, I'll be talking about the different kind of methodologies I've used to get my information. So why did I choose this topic? So over the last year, I heard a lot of things going on about how planes were gone missing. So I thought of using this course to find the information out, whether it was a fault in lack of security or was it just something wrong with hijacking and stuff. So yeah. So for my primary data, I conducted surveys and I also interviewed the staff who was working at the airport in the security part of the airport. Yeah. For the second degree research, I went on the internet and I found out so many newspapers from the past which suggested because of lack of security there have been incidents, and at the bottom of those pages I also found comments on what people thought would happen and why these kind of lack of security was happening in the airport. I also did qualitative and quantitative research. So the quantitative research is all about the evidence that was to do with graphs, and for the qualitative kind of research it was more of quality data which I was getting from the newspapers and comments from online. Okay, so for my primary, this was my research which I did. This was my interview actually, sorry, which I did with the person from the security. And as you can see, I asked the questions which were related to how the security was and what the rules were with the security in the airport. So I got answer from her saying the security is kept up to the highest standard at the airport. She also thinks that people are happy with the standard of security at the airport, and that all passengers feel that security is kept to its highest level, and that when passengers travel they know what to expect from going through security processes. And in terms of terrorism, she said security is tackled within a professional manner and terrorists are fully aware that airport is fully secure. So that's the result I got from my interview that I conducted. This was my secondary research, and as you can see I found out some newspaper articles where in this one you could see that knives were bought from the duty-free shop and taken on to London flights. And this one, this article was about how terrorists were coming up with these kind of machines that cannot be detected through security, and without security catching them they can go through. So what people were doing when conducting the security, they were making people who are going through it open the laptops and checking whether it's not something they should worry about. So that was for that. And for more secondary results, these are the comments which I found on the newspapers. So yeah, as you can see in this slide, there was this person, it had her name on it, but she said that sadly the new systems will not allow the police to work as they should. The terrorist I have mentioned, is programmed to do the job no matter what at any time. They can strike. One cannot negotiate them because of their false beliefs. And for this one, this guy said trouble is that anyone can just walk into the airport in the UK, whereas in other countries, when they walk through the door, the security checks are already conducted then. So they know what kind of people are entering the airport, and it's not just responses from. Okay, this is my responses from my survey. So I only put up the questions that are conducted within the that met my question. So I asked 20 people what they thought about how likely are you to trust the security checks at the airport. As you can see, a lot of people I can't actually see that, but if we go into this at the end, and then you can see how many people have said whether they are happy about the airport and whether the checks are good or not. Yeah. And on this one, do you think that the airport security is of high standard? A lot of the people said that they were satisfactory. Not all of them said that they were very good. As you can see, like only a little percentage said they were very good. And yeah. And yeah, I asked, do you feel that security checks are conducted properly? A lot of the people said no, they don't feel that they are conducted properly. And yeah, for my conclusion, I found out a lot of information, but I still haven't come to a conclusion where I can say whether the security checks are good or bad. So to do that, I would need to ask a lot of people rather than just asking about 20 people. Yeah, so I need to ask a lot of people whether they're happy with the checks or not. With 20 people, it's a bit too less for people to come to a conclusion with. Yeah. Thank you. Do you have any questions?
So what was the original question of your
What is the impact of airport security on people?
Okay, so you haven't really. You said that you didn't come to a conclusion on that.
Yeah.
Did you ask the right questions? Perhaps. I mean, maybe with 20 people, you could have gotten an idea. Do people feel that they are safer because of airport security? I'm just wondering if the questions that you asked gave you the information that you needed.
Well, I asked them whether they were satisfied with the security checks and whether they thought. I did also mention a question when I asked them that, do you think terrorism is the reason? What is the reason behind the lack of security? But mostly people said yes, and not that many said no. So maybe that might be the reason. Because of lack of security, we are getting terrorism in the world.
Well, I don't know. You showed some articles from your secondary research about how weapons are able to get through security, and how places shops inside the airport actually sell knives that you can take onto the plane.
Yeah.
So with those major things, why hasn't there been more major incidents? Air travel is still extremely safe, and you don't really hear a lot of incidents of this. So, is all this security actually? Do people actually feel any safer? Is it? Are people discouraged from traveling in the air because of a fear of terrorism, or is the security really actually working, or is it that the incidents of terrorism are actually extremely low? I don't. That's
But the security checks, they happen before you go shopping
yeah.
in this country. So, like, after you've gone into the security and then you go shopping and then you're boarding the flight. And once you're boarding the flight, they're not checking what you have on you and what you bought from the shops.
Okay.
So that's why people just think that it's safe to go in, but they don't know what other people are carrying with them.
Okay. It would have been interesting to have gotten some type of so the impact of airport security on people are. You said that people are genuine or in general okay with it. I guess people have gotten used to this security, but does it actually make them feel safe?
And
That's
security, I did ask a question on that too. I think majority of them said yes, but I guess some people, they don't check these kind of articles online, and they're not aware of things that are coming into the plane.
okay. So then they don't. They generally are just not even thinking about it.
Yeah.
But they're okay. People are. Air travel is still something people do, and people aren't discouraged from doing because of the threat of terrorism.
Yeah.
Okay, so then is airport security actually? That I guess what is airport security's role in that? I think that's what you had to dig a little deeper in finding out whether or not airport security is actually making people feel safer, or is it just an illusion, just to say that we're because based on what you had also indicated there, lots of hazards, lots of threats make it through the security,
Yeah.
but still it still doesn't keep people from using air travel, and still incidents of problems on airplanes are extremely low. So then, what role does airport security play in that? I think that's something that I guess you can dig a little deeper on. Okay. Any other questions?
What's your personal opinion on it?
When I go through it, I think it's fine, but as that lady said that when people walk into the airport, they are not secured or they are not checked when they walk in. So obviously we don't know what that person might be carrying. It might be a bomb or something. So like if anyone can go in, what makes the terrorists not come into the airport?
Well,
They can come in as well, and we might not even know they're in there.
there was that incident in Florida, I guess, recently, where somebody came to the airport and shot it up. Not somebody that's going on a flight, but just went to a place where there were a lot of people, and that just happened. I guess a week or two ago. Anybody aware of that?
Yeah, but could you argue that could happen
Anywhere.
Yes,
Like here,
definitely, because we don't even know what they look like. They're just like normal beings.
Yeah.
We can't judge people or anything, so obviously we're not sure what's going to happen. It can happen anywhere, anytime.
So then it's just about the illusion of safety, the illusion of security, I guess. All right. Well, thank you very much.